Today on Documentify TV, we explore the question asked by many before. Can we zoom into the flags on the moon?
Let's explore this from a simple perspective, right now on Documentify TV.
Have you ever wondered about the flags on the moon? It's a fascinating story that begins with the Apollo missions. From 1969 to 1972, American astronauts planted 6 flags on the lunar surface. Each of these flags is about 3 feet by 5 feet, about the size of a small rug. More recently, in 2020, China added its own flag to the moon during an unmanned mission. But here's the big question. Can we see these flags from Earth? To answer that, we need to understand what life is like for a flag on the moon. It's not easy being a lunar flag. When it's dark, temperatures plummet to around negative 280 Fahrenheit. Then, when the sun comes out, it gets blazing hot, up to 260 Fahrenheit. The sun's rays are incredibly strong without the Earth's atmosphere to filter them, so they can fade colors quickly. And as if that weren't enough, tiny space rocks called micrometeorites might strike the flags at any time.
Given these harsh conditions, you might think the flags would be long gone. But most moon experts believe they're still there, just probably looking very different now. They might be all white instead of red, white, and blue, having been bleached by the intense sunlight.
So, if the flags are still there, why can't we see them from Earth? Well, the moon is really far away, about 238,855 miles. That's like going around the Earth almost 10 times. And remember, the flags are only about 4 feet long. That's way too small to see from such a great distance.
Even our best telescopes aren't strong enough to spot the flags. Take the Hubble Space Telescope, for example. It's super powerful, but it can only see things on the moon that are about as big as a football field. The flags are much, much smaller than that. A typical backyard telescope can only see moon objects bigger than 1.5 kilometers. That's almost a mile. Earth's atmosphere also makes it tricky. When we look through telescopes on Earth, our air makes the images blurry. Space telescopes like Hubble don't have this problem, but they're still too far away to see something as small as a flag.
But don't worry, we have other ways of knowing the flags are there. In 2009, NASA sent a special camera to the moon called the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, LRO for short. This camera is incredibly powerful. It can take pictures of the moon's surface with a resolution of 0.5 meters. That means it can see details as small as about 20 inches across. This is much, much better than what we can see from Earth, and it's precise enough to spot evidence of the flags and other things left behind by astronauts.
The LRO has taken very detailed pictures of all the places where astronauts landed. In these images, we can see shadows that look like they're coming from flags. But the LRO has shown us something even cooler. We can see the footprints left by the astronauts. These footprints make paths on the moon's surface. They're still there because the moon doesn't have wind or rain to wash them away. We can also see tracks left by the moon buggies, called lunar roving vehicles, that astronauts drove. These tracks look like 2 parallel lines in the moon dust. Scientists have studied these LRO pictures taken at different times of day. They see shadows moving in a circle around where the flags should be. This means something tall is still standing there, probably the flags. Interestingly, at the first landing spot, there's no flag shadow. This matches what Buzz Aldrin, one of the first men on the moon, said. He reported seeing their flag fall over when they were leaving.
Now, some people don't believe the flags are really on the moon. Some think the whole moon landing was a fake, and all the pictures and videos were made on Earth. Others believe that the flags would have been destroyed by now because of the harsh moon environment. Some say the LRO pictures aren't clear enough to prove the flags are there. And of course, they point out that we can't see the flags with telescopes from Earth.
But most scientists disagree with these doubts. It's not just NASA saying the flags are there. Other countries' space agencies and independent researchers have looked at the evidence too. Scientists know a lot about how materials act on the moon, and they think parts of the flags could still be there, even if they look different now.
The flags on the moon are like a symbol of human exploration. Even though we can't see them directly from Earth, we have good reasons to believe they're still up there. As we plan more trips to the moon, these flags remind us of what we've done before and what we might do in the future. Maybe one day, astronauts will visit these old flags and see how they've changed after all this time on the moon. What are your thoughts about the facts presented in this video? Let us know in the comments.
Until then, folks, see you in our next video right here on Documentify TV.